Rocked by deadly violence.
It's absolutely crazy to even think about.
Fantastic family, super quiet.
A 16-year-old boy is dead. His cousin charged with first-degree murder. We'll take you to Hamilton for the latest on the stabbing investigation.
I do hear a lot of events happen in this area a lot, like shooting and stabbing and whatnot.
Plus, still no arrests after a weekend shooting in Etobicoke that left one man dead. We've uncovered it's not the first homicide at the building.
It's always inconvenience, but it has to be done. It's old infrastructure, and it's needed to be done for years.
And a multi-million-dollar headache gets underway tomorrow on Broadview Avenue. Why the TTC says the road work is needed for bus safety. Hey, good evening. I'm Chris Glover. We begin with that family gathering in Hamilton that was upended by violence. A 16-year-old is dead. His 22-year-old cousin charged with first-degree murder. Neighbors say they've been stunned as they anxiously watch the police investigation for a motive. Tyler Cheese has more.
A Hamilton family is in mourning following a tragic long weekend gathering.
On July 2nd, just after 10 p.m., Hamilton police responded to a call at a residence on Cadham Boulevard in response to multiple 911 calls. Officers arrived to find a 16-year-old male victim who had been stabbed by his 22-year-old cousin at a family gathering.
Police say the victim was taken to hospital where he later died.
The family is devastated by their loss and have asked for privacy. They do not wish to release the name of their son at this time, and we will respect their wishes.
Police wouldn't confirm a motive for the attack as the investigation is ongoing, but did say that 22-year-old Laureano Bistoyoung, the victim's cousin, has been charged with first-degree murder.
I can't speak to the details of what happened at this time, but first-degree murder is premeditated. And in this case, in terms of the interviews that were conducted, we feel it's an appropriate charge.
Police say the 22-year-old fled his family home here last night. He was later located earlier this morning when a resident of East Hamilton Mountain called police to report a man sitting in their unlocked car. Bistoyoung was scheduled to appear in court this afternoon. Neighbors say they're shocked by the whole ordeal.
It's a fantastic family, super quiet, never ever have any issues, and they consistently have family parties there. So I'm not sure what happened, but it's terrible.
It was like very tragic thing to know that like 22 years old, stabbed 16-year-old, and then he's dead, right? Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
It's absolutely crazy to even think about something of this magnitude happening here. So yeah, we are all devastated.
Police say about 12 to 15 people were present at the gathering when the stabbing occurred last night. They say the witnesses have been cooperative but are encouraging any additional witnesses to contact them. Tyler Cheese, CBC News, Hamilton.
Now to Toronto's latest homicide, and one man is dead after a shooting in North Etobicoke last night. Toronto police have identified the victim but still haven't made any arrests. Dale Manukduk has that story.
Toronto police are investigating the city's 31st homicide of the year. It happened inside this Etobicoke apartment building along Kendleton Drive. Police say that last night around 10:30, a man was located in the building's stairwell with gunshot wounds. He was pronounced deceased on scene. Police have not released any suspect information. Word of the fatal shooting made rounds in the neighborhood.
I do hear a lot of events happen in this area a lot, like shooting and stabbing and whatnot, so I'm not really surprised.
Police have not said much about this fatal shooting. We do know that forensics has been on scene working for several hours. If you look inside the stairwell here at the bottom, there is evidence marker number 29, and then one flight up, there is a camera inside the stairwell as well. And then if you come around the side of the building, there's an exterior camera just up here. We did ask Toronto Community Housing about this shooting incident, but have not received a response. This is not the first time that the building has seen a homicide on premise. In 2014, John McLean, a 57-year-old man, was found stabbed to death. 4 young adults were charged with his murder. But residents who lived through that and now this alleged murder say they feel safe.
Because I don't interfere with anybody. I'm inside here. When I go out, I just go out. I don't talk with anybody, just high and by, that's it.
In 2019, Canada Post stopped delivering mail to the building complex after a delivery agent was allegedly assaulted several times.
Yeah, we have to wait, and then we have to go post office and everything. Well, you know, what are you going to do?
As for last night's shooting, police say it's still early in the investigation and that anyone with information is asked to contact them. Dale Manukduk, CBC News, Toronto.
A man has serious but non-life-threatening injuries after being stabbed in the neck in Riverdale this afternoon. This one happened just before 5:30 near Gerrard and Pape, and paramedics attended the scene, took the man to the hospital. They initially said the man had life-threatening injuries, but that was downgraded to serious. No suspect information is available, and police are asking anybody with information to contact them. In Mississauga, police are still looking for at least one suspect involved in a shooting on Canada Day that sent 4 people to hospital. Officers responded to reports of a shooting in a commercial plaza along Queensway East and Stanfield Road at around 6:30 p.m. 3 of the victims are in stable condition, while 1 is in critical condition. The getaway vehicle, a stolen white Ram 1500 pickup truck. It was located in Caledon. Police say this was a targeted attack, but they have not released a suspect description. And again, anybody with information, call police. And in Brampton, an 80-year-old man is dead after a house fire on Sunday. Emergency services were called to a residence at Beauverde and Sunnyvale Gate just after 2 p.m. The victim was taken to hospital where he died. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Staying in Brampton, a cyclist is dead and a woman has been charged with impaired driving after an alleged hit and run this morning.
The pedestrian is a male adult believed to be in his late 20s or early 30s. He was transported to a trauma center in life-threatening condition.
The collision happened at Fairlawn and Humber West just after 9:30. The male victim died in hospital from his injuries, and the driver was a woman around the same age as the victim. She's in custody after attempting to flee the scene on foot. She has been charged with impaired driving, and police say further charges are expected. All right, from Windsor up to Cornwall and everywhere in between, including Toronto, a heat warning begins tomorrow. Jay Scotland is here with us tonight. Jay, the extreme heat expected to be with us for a couple of days.
Well, Chris, hot and sticky will be the theme, and a bit unsettled, certainly for tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, we do have an isolated thunderstorm chance, but I think heat and humidity, that's going to be the bigger issue, certainly for the next 2, possibly 3 days for eastern parts of the GTA. We'll watch for conditions to continue to quiet down through the overnight hours tonight. Maybe a few fog patches in spots, but other than that, fairly quiet conditions with a light wind that will be variable at times into the early morning hours tomorrow. We will watch for a sunny start to the day across the Golden Horseshoe and the GTA, and do keep an ear to the sky in the afternoon, mid to late afternoon through early evening, as a few isolated showers may come with a rumble of thunder. There is that isolated thunderstorm risk just with the very muggy conditions we have in place for your Tuesday afternoon. That sky does begin to quiet down again tomorrow night, but no relief from the heat tomorrow night, unfortunately. So let's take a look at your Toronto day planner for tomorrow. 19 degrees, mostly sunny start to the day, maybe a few early morning fog patches, and then mostly sunny into the early afternoon. It's late afternoon, temperature around 30, likely feeling around or even over 40 with the humidex, and with that humid air in place, chance that those isolated showers may come with a rumble of thunder, so do keep an ear to the sky. Chris?
All right, will do. Thanks, Jay. Well, tempers may be running a bit hot starting tomorrow on Broadview Avenue. Some major construction work will be taking place on the busy strip, and that means navigating the area is going to be much harder. Anam Khan spoke to some residents and businesses about the disruption.
A $6.5 million project on Broadview Avenue begins tomorrow. It includes TTC track replacement, sewer work, and a road surfacing project between Danforth and Gerrard Street. The city says it's bundling multiple construction projects together to save time and money. That means construction is permitted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 5 months. Some residents don't mind.
It's always inconvenience, but it has to be done. It's old infrastructure and it's needed to be done for years, right?
We can't do nothing about it. It has to be fixed.
But for others, it's an inconvenience. The 504 King and 505 Dundas streetcars will not be in service, which means customers need to find alternative routes.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, really.
All right, so this is Broadview. Starting tomorrow, the southbound lane from Danforth to Gerrard will remain closed for the next 5 months. The northbound lane, on the other hand, will remain open, and so will the sidewalks for the pedestrians.
We'll see how that goes.
Pearl Lean's business is right at the intersection of Gerrard and Broadview. Along with several other business owners, she's worried that construction may limit access to her store. And she says she's already losing customers with the streetcar not being in service.
We have a lot of elderly customers coming down from the other Chinatown to come here to buy our stuff and also for groceries and stuff. So it is affecting them, how they're trying to get up here and how to get back and such. So yeah.
The city says the goal is to reduce noise in the area and to improve service for the years to come. A representative from the TTC says the closure is needed for safety.
And this is largely because the lanes here are simply a little bit too narrow for our buses to operate safely. But what we've done is we have increased service on our parallel routes on Carlaw Avenue and also on Carlton.
The city says it will manage congestion in the area with electronic message boards and traffic agents. They're asking businesses and residents to be patient. Anam Khan, CBC News, Toronto.
To provincial politics now, and the Liberal Party candidate looking to take over the old seat of Mitzi Hunter launched her campaign today. She is running in next month's by-election in Scarborough-Guildwood. Now, Hunter vacated the seat, of course, to run for the mayor of Toronto. Queen's Park reporter Lorenda Redekop has more on what could be a tough fight for the Liberals.
I never lose. I always win. Always win.
Lots of confidence from Liberal candidate Andrea Hazel. She launched her campaign in front of a few dozen supporters. She's president of the Scarborough Business Association, originally from the Caribbean. She's a friend of the area's previous MPP, Mitzi Hunter, who was at the launch. The riding has been a Liberal stronghold since 2007.
We're going to rise up together. We need to feel the passion. We need to feel the energy. We're not going anywhere. This is Liberal seat.
But she's facing a tough challenger. PC candidate Gary Crawford has plenty of name recognition as a longtime city councillor.
He might be known in his Southwest riding. He's not known in the grassroots initiatives of Scarborough.
Crawford took to the stage at Ford Fest recently that was held in Scarborough.
Gary! Gary! Thank you! Let me see the flags! Wave them high, wave them proud!
Doug Ford then spoke highly of his new candidate.
There's no better, no one more qualified, no one more ready to join our all-star MPPs at Queen's Park than Gary Crawford.
The NDP announced their pick on Friday. Thadsha Navanethan is a former vice president of the Federal Party who came to Canada as a refugee from Sri Lanka. She was asked about taking on Crawford.
My name is not known politically because I'm not a career politician, but what I am is a community builder and community activist.
The NDP leader hopes they'll be able to piggyback off Olivia Chow's mayoral win, which included a victory in most of the Scarborough seats.
Clearly, they've sent a strong message that they're looking for a change. They want to move away from that status quo. They're looking for new voices. They're looking for a progressive vision.
The Green Party would like to add another MPP to join leader Mike Schreiner at Queen's Park. Its candidate is Tara McMahon. The Scarborough-Guildwood race is one of two by-elections to be held on July 27th. Voters will also go to the polls in Ottawa area riding Canada-Carleton to replace a former PC cabinet minister, Marilee Fullerton. Lorenda Redekop.
Welcome back. The Maple Leafs are making some waves as NHL free agency continues. They've added several new faces to the lineup, including one that will wear a familiar name on the back of his jersey. Greg Ross has all the details.
Domi out there for Chicago. Domi gains his own. Here's a chance now for Reichel. Domi! Score!
Leaf fans will once again have a Domi to cheer for. Max Domi, that is, son of former Leafs tough guy and fan favorite Ty Domi.
Radish, one-timer, Domi scores.
Max finalized a one-year, $3 million deal with the Leafs today.
It's a dream come true. It really is. It's something I've thought about for a long, long time.
Domi tweeted this picture today of him as a child with his father in the Leafs dressing room and wrote just one word, home. Domi says he hopes to do something with the Leafs that his father wasn't able to do, win a cup.
Another chance to do that in the same jersey he was doing, or he was wearing for many years.
Jam up, Domi scores!
Something that it makes my hair stand up on my arms, and something I look forward to the challenge of trying to accomplish that with all these guys.
But Leafs GM Brad Treliving says he didn't sign Domi because it made a great storyline.
This isn't about signing a guy because, he's got some really cute pictures in the Leaf room, 20 years ago. That's big, that's nice, but that has nothing to do with getting the player. We're looking for good players and people that can help us win. I think Max can do it.
Domi adds some grit and toughness to the Leafs, which is a familiar characteristic among the other free agents the team has signed, including Tyler Bertuzzi, who also comes in on a one-year deal.
Bertuzzi with the finish.
Bertuzzi and Domi, along with Ryan Reeves, who signed on Sunday, not only bring a mix of skill and toughness to the team, they also add character to the locker room, something that may have been lacking.
I think he looked at certain types of players, especially from an offensive standpoint, like Bertuzzi, like Domi, like Reeves, and looked at that and said, okay, this is different. These are guys who are certainly going to get guys to come out of their shell a little bit and add some personality and noise into that room.
The signings have created some off-season buzz amongst Leaf fans.
Do you like the fact that they brought in some tougher guys, some gritty guys?
I do. It seems like a change, especially around our core players. So I think we needed a shift, and hopefully that's it.
I'm pretty excited. I think the Leafs have lacked a lot of grit the last couple of years. They've got a solid core. They need someone to protect that core and enforce that core. And pretty excited to see what happens this year coming around.
I like Domi. I like Bertuzzi. I think Domi will be energized coming in. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know about Reeves. I don't know how much he's going to play long term. But yeah, it's positive.
The Leafs also signed defenseman John Klingberg to a one-year contract, and Treliving says there is still plenty of work left to be done, and that includes signing contract extensions for star players Austin Matthews and William Nylander, who both have 1 year left on their current deals with the Leafs. Greg Ross, CBC News, Toronto.
Taking you now from the ice to the football field and our Toronto Argonauts back in action tonight at BMO Field and keeping a winning streak alive.
It's interception 6, 4-6. Punctuation on an undefeated start for the Argonauts, and it ain't a question mark.
No question mark indeed. The Argos have now won 3 straight to open this CFL season and are the only unbeaten club in the league. That is something the team has not done since 1991. The win against the BC Lions ends that team's win streak. They'd also come into tonight's game with 3 consecutive wins. Toronto's momentum will be slowed a bit. They don't play their next game until next Friday, July 14th. Still warm out there, but it is cooling down right now with the temperatures sitting at 21 degrees. Let's get back to Jay Scotland now with more on this heat and how long it is going to last. Jay?
Well, Chris, we do have a heat warning in place. It is going to be oppressive heat and humidity through Wednesday for most of the GTA. Still going to be muggy, certainly for eastern areas as we get into Thursday. As you look towards Oshawa, east up into Bowmanville, for example, you may see that mugginess just persist a little longer through Thursday until that cooler air starts to make its way in. But that heat warning in effect at least through Wednesday. This is for overnight temperatures, likely around or over 20, so no relief at night, but more the issue, the afternoon temperatures, high 20s, low 30s, feeling high 30s to even low 40s. So very oppressive humidity for the next few days. We are looking at, as we move through the overnight hours tonight, pretty quiet conditions. Just a few fog patches, just a few passing clouds as we get into tomorrow morning. We'll likely start out across the GTA with a mostly sunny morning. Into the afternoon, you're seeing some showers developing here, very small. These are isolated showers, but because of the humid air in place, they may come with a rumble of thunder, some locally heavy downpours. And when you hear thunder, lightning, of course, the big danger there. Do head indoors at the first sound of thunder. As we look to the evening hours, conditions do calm down into Wednesday. We start out sunny. See the cold front approaching. Not going to be a big factor, though, on Wednesday. Mostly a sunny sky. Temperatures will be very warm as a result of a southerly wind ahead of that cold front, and we can expect oppressive humidity to be with us across the GTA through your Wednesday. Tonight, temperatures will dip below 20, between 16 and 18 degrees for most areas. Just a few clouds. May see a few fog patches developing as well. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny through much of your Tuesday. It's late afternoon in particular. We have to keep an ear to the sky with that isolated thunderstorm chance. And no, not 2 degrees. That would be about 28, 29 in Oshawa. Anywhere from 29 to 30 degrees. Likely going to feel high 20s to even over 40 with the humidex. So very muggy, little unsettled in the afternoon. Isolated thunderstorm chance. Still warm Wednesday. There's your transitional day. Some cooler air moving in, but still on the muggy side and unsettled for Thursday, and then cooling off. Some relief, at least. Back to the mid-20s for Friday, though it does warm up again into the weekend. Chris?
My goodness. All right, we will be ready. Thanks, Jay. That noise could soon be a thing of the past in Toronto if a few advocacy groups get their way. The debate on banning gas-powered leaf blowers has been quietly raging in Toronto for almost 2 decades. A ban is meant to help combat noise pollution and reduce carbon emissions that contribute to climate change.
And it's the young people of tomorrow that we should be protecting. We have a duty and an obligation to stop poisoning the atmosphere in Toronto.
U.S. studies say 2-stroke engines like those found in gas leaf blowers are more harmful than emissions from vehicle traffic. Councillor Diane Sachs brought the motion forward to City Council, and it'll be presented on July 19th. Finally tonight, just in time for some hot weather, it is officially time to get out for a summer splash. All of the city's outdoor public pools are now open until Labor Day. And for the kiddos, there are also 90 supervised wading pools open for the summer. Most of the city's outdoor pools are open daily from noon to 8 p.m. Nice time for a dip. All right, that is our show for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here tomorrow night at 11. Have a great night, everyone.